Hi, this is Mr. V, and in this video we're going to learn how to calculate the volume of a combined three-dimensional shape, or a compound three-dimensional shape. So, in this first example, I've got a shape that's composed of two 3D shapes. We've got this prism down the bottom, and then we've got this pyramid on top. So I'm going to calculate those separately. Let's start with the prism. So the volume of the prism equals, and this is a very rectangular prism, and I know that for that the rule is length times width times height, which equals 4 by 4 by 8, which is 4 by 4 by 8 equals 128 cubic centimeters. Now the volume of the pyramid is going to be a little bit trickier, because we don't know how high the pyramid is. We simply know the height from the bottom right up to the tip. We also know how high the prism bit is though, so we can simply subtract those to find the height of the pyramid part, and 13 minus 8 is going to be 6. So remember, the volume of a pyramid is a third base area times the height, and in this case the area is the same as this shape here, which turns out is actually a square, 4 by 4. So it's going to be side squared, which is 4 squared, which is 16. And then the volume is a third times the base area, which is 16, times 6, the height of the pyramid. Which is 32 cubic centimeters. And then the total volume is going to be those two added up, so 128 plus 32, which is 160 centimeters cubed. Now, just like two-dimensional shapes can have bits cut out of them, so can three-dimensional shapes. So over here I've got a prism that has two cylinders cut out of it, and there's actually two ways you could deal with this. You could calculate the area of this bottom part and then multiply by the height as if it was a prism, or we could calculate the volume of the cylinders, the volume of the prism, and then subtract those. That's the way I'm going to do it now. So, volume of, let's start with the prism. It's going to be length by width by height. It's going to be 18 by 9 by 12. (18 times 9 times 12 equals 1944 cubic centimeters. The volume of the cylinders, I'm just going to calculate one, is pi r squared h, which is pi. The radius of one of these circles is half of 4, so it's 2 squared times the height, which will be this way, which is 9. Which is 113. And now the total volume is going to be the volume of the main shape, which is the prism, minus the volume of both of the cylinders. Okay, we have 2 cylinders, so I'm going to multiply that by 2. Which is 1718 cubic centimeters. And that is how we can calculate the volume of a compound shape.